Hi friends, welcome to Circle Time. The letter of the week is J. J. And I know somebody named James. And I know someone named Jude. And I know someone named JoJo. And I know somebody named John. Do you know people who start with the sound J? That's our letter today. And if you look behind me, maybe you can notice there's something unusual about our mixed up rainbow. It might be unusual to you that it's mixed up, that it's already in different order than rainbow color order. But today there's something even more unusual, something that doesn't usually happen. Do you see the big arc? It goes up, then it stops. This red is for December. That's our December color. The brown is November. The orange was October, and the yellow was September. Here's why there's only half of a red arch, a red arc. It's because J week is part of it happens in November and part of it happens in December. So in the middle of this week, it's going to stop being November and it's going to start being December. So the next time I do circle time, I'll have the rest of the red arc finished. The red arch will be all the way down to here because the next time we do circle time, it's going to be only December. But this week for J, it's half November, half December for the week. And when we get to December, some people start thinking about things like winter, Christmas. Some people start hearing certain holiday songs in stores. If you go into a store and they play music on the speakers, you might hear some songs. You might hear a song like this. Are these jingle bells broken? I'm trying to sing jingle bells and make music with these, but are they broken? What do I have to do? I have to shake them? Let me see. Do you know what I'm going to call this today? I'm not going to say that I'm shaking the bells. I'm going to say that I'm jumping the bells. I'm making them jump, 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 and then they made noise. When I jumped them, they made noise. Let me see if that's true with these jingle bells. So I have these jingle bells on a little bracelet. And if I hold it still, they do not make a jingle bell sound. It's like they're not even jingle bells until I jump them. Oh, then they definitely make that jingle bell sound. Kind of a bright, big one. Now I have the teeniest, tiniest jingle bell of my collection. And I'm looking in a little container right now. It's so small. I'll even make it December's color of the month. This is not even on a hook or a pin or anything yet, but that is the teeniest, tiniest bell I have. Let me see if I jump it up and down, if it makes a sound. I can hear it. But it's such a small jingle bell sound. When I jump it, it's so small. I don't know if you can hear it because it's so small. But I could hear it when I jumped it. Could not hear anything if I didn't jump it. No sound, sound. No sound, sound. We are going to be talking about those two things. Jumping a lot today and jingle bells we've used. Jumping is something that people sometimes do with their body. Jumping is sometimes things that other animals do with their body. Jumping is something that food can do. Let me show you what I'm thinking of. There's a food that when it's being cooked, I say, it's jumping around. Here is an owner of a shop making the jumping food. Her name is Nell. It's a popcorn shop. And the popcorn I'm saying is jumping. And it's jumping. And there are some problems in this book we're going to look at later. She has some troubles. Then there's the mayor of the town, like the boss, the leader of the town. She comes with a very serious face to help make a plan to change things. That's the mayor. She's not a bad guy. Like, even though her face has a very serious face, eyebrows going down, fingers pointing, and even though Nell looks like, what? This is not a bad guy page. This is about, we have a problem that we have to solve, and here's what we need to do. So we'll look at this book again later. Then I have another jumping book, and if this friend came to our preschool, he would get his golden letter. Just like James, Jude, John get their golden letter. If they came to our school, so would Jabari. This friend is named Jabari. There's our J shape. And then there's another J word. Our words this week are jingle and jump. Jabari jingle. Nope. Jabari jumps. Yes. This is the book about Jabari. And Jabari has a plan. He's there with his dad. And he has a plan of what he wants to do at the swimming pool. He's taken swimming lessons and he passed a swimming test. And he wants to jump off of something. Oh, I'm looking at someone jumping right now. But it's not Jabari. If you look at this page, if you remember what Jabari looked like from the other picture, you might see him talking to his dad, and you might see somebody else in the air. Look, this friend just jumped off of this diving board, but there is Jabari and his dad, and I'm guessing maybe his little sister. They're trying to make a plan about some kind of jumping. We'll look at this again later. But that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about things that jump around, and when they jump around, other things happen. When the popcorn jumps, that means it's ready to be eaten. When the jingle bell jumps, that means it makes noise. And that's our alphabet project. Which if you ever do alphabet projects, sometimes you have to do a lot of pieces, like put the glue on the paper and put it down, then put the glue on more little paper and put it in a different spot, then put glue on in another little tiny piece and put it there, then the glue squeezes out and you have to move the glue away so that your paper can dry. Sometimes we have a lot. But today, there are only 2 pieces for the J. So, I can just show you right here, right now. We have this is our regular paper, and I already took out the 2 pieces we need. One of them, you're going to maybe know right away. It already looks like the letter. There's our letter J. Now, sometimes if I was making a capital J, I would put a little paper over here to put a little hat on it, and then it would be a capital J like this. But if you look at some books, they do not have a line on it. Look at Jabari Jumps. This way of making the capital J doesn't have a line. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But when we're making a lowercase j, a little j, a j that's in the middle of some words or in the middle of a sentence, you need a little dot on the top. A little dot. Look in our journal. Here's my journal page for today. So that capital J doesn't have a dot. It doesn't even have a line on it. But look at the little j next to it. The hook is going down under, and there's a dot on the top. So guess what the dot is going to be on our alphabet project? It doesn't really make noise if I jump it, but that's a clue. If it was real, it would make noise. Look at the dot. A pretend jingle bell. So friends, that's all I need to make my J, my lowercase j. That's all we're going to glue on. So you're going to get to see me do it. I'm just going to do it right here, right now. And I'm using a glue bottle today, which kind of has me match a lot of you kids who do this with Miss Brenda. You use a glue bottle. And sometimes you put the glue on your paper bag first, but I'm going to put it on my J first so that I can put it on a certain way to match the letters of the book. Okay. And plus my J shape is kind of long and hard for me sometimes to know. Look at how small I'm doing, friends. Hey, it's almost like I'm bouncing my glue bottle when I put on a dot. A dot. A dot does a lot. A dot. A dot. A dot does a lot. A dot. Now I have to leave room at the top. A dot did a lot. Look at that. My little dots made that stick. I didn't need a lot of glue. And I put this kind of at the bottom so that I have room for the jingle bell. It doesn't touch it. If you look at my journal, Miss Kristen, where's your journal? If you look at my journal, you'll see that little dot does not touch the J. You have to leave a little room in there, kind of like it's jumping off. Okay, jingle bell, where did you go? Oh, jingle bell. Oh, Miss Kristen. Jingle bell, where did you go? Friends, you know I had that little jingle bell. Aha, found it. This might happen to you. If you ever are doing your project and you lose a little piece, just keep looking. If you knew it was there, that means it has to be there somewhere. Okay. I'm going to just tell you that I am not going to do a big pile of glue on here. And I'm not even going to do 2 dots. I know a dot does a lot, so I'm going to do 1 dot. Look, 1 dot. And I know that's going to do enough. And look here, friends. I don't put it on this. It does not touch. We have to give room in between. And friends, look, it does kind of look like I could pretend that it's jumping off. J is for jingle bell. J is for jingle bell. The letter of the week is J. Jingle bell J. The lowercase j looking like a jingle bell. And if it was real, I'd have to jump it up and down for it to make noise. This might start to remind people of December. When they look at this, they might think, oh, December. That's when it gets to be winter. That's when it gets to have some holidays in it. Some people think about Santa Claus. Some people think about baby Jesus being born. Some people think about candles and light. Some people start thinking about all the different holidays in December. Some people think that it has to be cold in December. But I'm going to show you something. We're going to look through Jabari Jumps some more. And I don't think it's cold here. Because Jabari is wearing only swimming trunks, only a swimsuit with his goggles. If it was very cold, he would not be wearing only that, right? It's not always cold in December. Around the world, it doesn't have to be winter to be Christmas. It doesn't have to be snowy cold. It might be where you live, but it doesn't have to be all the other places. So let me talk to you a little bit about Jabari Jumps. And at first, there's some quiet conversation, kind of like a back and forth talking. Jabari and his dad just talked back and forth. They took turns. Jabari says, I'm jumping off the diving board today. Dad says, really? They took turns talking back and forth. Then they're at the edge of the pool where Jabari is starting to feel a little bit nervous, a little bit scared. Again, they're taking turns talking. Jabari says something, then his dad said something. Then Jabari said something, then his dad said something. His dad said, "It's okay to feel a little scared. Sometimes if I feel a little scared, I take a deep breath. Remember, let your out breath be longer. Let your exhale be longer." And then Jabari's dad says, "And I tell myself I'm ready." And you know what? Sometimes it stops feeling scary and starts to feel like a little surprise. Jabari loved surprises. So friends, then look. Lots of other things happen in between. Jabari goes up. Jabari looks down. Jabari thinks about things. And then, friends, Jabari jumps. He really does. He really jumps. He took a deep breath and spread his arms and bent his knees, and he sprang up off the board, flying. Now I want you to notice something. There's something called popcorn style communication. When people talk all at the same time, pop, 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 like popcorn doesn't take turns popping. Popcorn just goes whenever it's their turn. Sometimes people talk like that. Look at the people in the pool. If you see the mouth open on those people, they might all be talking and they aren't taking turns. It's not like this friend said, "Yeah, way to go, Jabari." And then this friend said, "Yeah, you did it." And then this friend said, "You did it." And then the dad said, "Yeah, Jabari, that's my boy. Yay, yay, yay." They didn't take turns. They all said it at the same time. They were all talking at once. Like popcorn goes all at once. Let me show you in Popcorn Shop about Nell. In that book, that happens. It first happens in a very exciting way. If you look at this page, this is when everything was going well. There was a lot of popcorn that was being popped. The people were there. They didn't have to take turns to talk to Nell or to tell her thank you. They were just talking. They were just doing it. They're like, "Hey, thank you, Nell. Yeah, thanks, thanks. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Oh, your popcorn's so good. Oh, I love it, I love it." They were just talking, not taking turns, just talking. And everyone looks content about that. Like, that's okay. They understand that someone isn't trying to interrupt them. They were just all talking at the same time, and it was working. Well, remember when I said there was a problem in this book? The popcorn machine broke. The popcorn machine broke, and then the popcorn started going all over the town. And this is a problem. The town did not want popcorn to be going all over. Even though these little kids are kind of happy about it, the workers were not happy about it because it was interrupting their store. They have a vegetable store. They did not want popcorn all over. This one. This is a big problem. And a joke. What's coming out of the firefighter's hose? The firefighter thought it would be water, but really it's popcorn. Even the mail carrier has popcorn. Look at the runner. There's popcorn in their hair. This was the problem. And then look at this page. This is a page where there's, again, popcorn style communication. They're all talking at once. You can see open mouths. They're all talking. And they're all sharing their problem. They're all talking about, "This is a problem. Nell, stop your popcorn machine. This is a problem." They're not taking turns to say, "Help, I don't like the popcorn." And then this person said, "I want the popcorn to stop." And then this person said, "Yeah." They didn't take turns talking in this page. They all just talked at once. Like the popcorn's popping, they're all talking. But then do you remember the boss, the mayor, the leader of the town? She comes. And they did take turns. The mayor said, "Help to make this popcorn stop." Then Nell took a turn and said, "I don't know how. I cannot stop this popping now." They took turns then because they wanted to talk it out. So sometimes, oh, also they do solve it. Let me show you. Let me show you the end. The end is this, the popcorn machine that it did its final pop. Then all the popcorn did come out. And then Nell had a different shop. She didn't do popcorn anymore. She did a pizza shop. When you're with people, and there's like at preschool and we have circle time and everybody is talking at one time and it gets really, really loud, you might feel overwhelmed. Like you might think, I don't like this. I can't understand what anyone's saying. Everyone's talking at once like there are a bunch of popcorn popping around. I can't even hear anybody. We have a clue for that. If somebody does this, that gives us a clue. That means it's too loud or it's too hard to understand what's happening or it's overwhelming or it feels stressful. It means I need the sound to be different in here. That's a good clue. The other thing you might do is you might be able to, just like when Jabari was going down and doing his thing, and there were all these voices, all calling and talking to him at once. He just let it happen. I do that at circle times sometimes. When everyone's talking, I just let it happen. I just see, what do I notice? What do I hear? And if I want it to be quieter, I can communicate that. But sometimes it works. Sometimes it's okay for us to all talk at the same time and to listen. And then if you want to turn to talk again later, you'll get a turn. So it's about noticing, does it feel stressful? And if it does, take a deep breath, see if you can hear anything. And if it's still too much, you can give us a clue. That lets people know, ooh, something must be too loud or overwhelming for them. Let me show you our journal. Our journal is going to be a very serious jump thing. This is my journal. Very serious jump thing, meaning we have a special thing that we can use, but it can only be for jumping or it could break. It's not a regular marker. I know that sometimes people like to bang their markers down because it makes little marks. Have you ever had anyone tell you, oh, wait, stop, it's going to break the marker because the tip of the marker gets pushed in and then you can't write with it anymore? I've said that before about markers because I know that they can break. And if I jump up and down just with a crayon, then that might not work because it doesn't make a very big mark. Or a pencil doesn't make a big mark, but I have something that does make a big mark. And they're dot markers, dot painters. Look at this one. I just took the lid off. This is made only for jumping. It has to jump because this tip there, if that tip gets rubbed back and forth, that tip can break and then it won't work anymore. So this is like the opposite of a regular marker. This one is only for jumping, not for drawing. Because if somebody draws or makes lines with it too much, then it will break. So these are only for jumping. I go to my J page. I had to look for a while because see, up here was A, and then I had to go through to find B, and then I found the C, and then I found the D, and there's my E, and then there's my F when I was funny, and there's my G with the grapes. There's my H horse. Then I keep looking because I know, oh, there's my I. And then there's my J. This is the page I'm going to do it on. And you watch how I do it. I'm going to do a jump. Jump, 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 jump. Oh, I could try to make I'm going to try to make one pile. It's going to look like I rubbed it like this, but I am not, am I? I'm just making a big, big spot only by jumping. I could try to make the letter J. This might be harder for me. I am not rubbing it. This is only a jumper, right? Jump, 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 jump. Here I go. Jump. I'm going to curve up. Jump, jump, jump. Oh, look, and dot on the top. I just made the J only with jumping this. Your brain might forget and you might start to rub it. That would make sense to me because you're used to drawing and writing and painting in lines. And it's unusual to have to jump something and just make dots. That's what these are for. Oh, I know what, watch this. I'm going to turn my page because I got a new page without the K on there yet. Nope, it's just another clean page. Watch this. I'm going to do two kinds of talking now. I'm going to pretend that someone is talking over here. Hi. Then someone else is talking. Oh, I think so too. And they say, how are you today? And they say, I'm fine. Have you had breakfast? Yes, I did. What did you eat? Cereal. Did you have milk? Yes, I did. See how it went back and forth, back and forth? But now watch this. Pretend that there are people talking and pretend the teacher says, did anyone have breakfast today? And then watch. I'm going to pretend that the kids were like, I did. Yeah, I did. I had cereal. I had pancakes. I had waffles. No, I didn't have breakfast. And then, get it? Here I pretended they were all answering at the same time. The teacher asked one question. Everyone was talking at once. Some people are going to be fine about that. The teacher is fine, but some people thought that was too wild. That was too many people talking at once. So they probably did this. And then the teacher said, oh, I notice somebody needs a little more space. Everyone be quiet. Then the teacher said again, did you eat breakfast? And then that child who was like this got a turn all by themselves. Yes, I did. We are all different in how we like to communicate and in what works for communicating, talking to each other and listening to each other. One thing that is the same about us is that we will be all moving into this month of December together. We're going to continue talking about ways of getting along with each other and how to be right with each other. And before we go, I have one more J Week joke for you. You might know what this is. You might also think, oh yeah, it looks like the letter J. But friends, here's the joke song. You might think it's just a J from the alphabet song, but really it's a candy cane about to be gone. Did you see it was a candy cane? Friends, this is something that starts coming around in stores and shops, especially for December. This is a tradition for a lot of people to see or even eat candy canes. And look, they have just the letter J shape, just like our alphabet project. You might think it's just a J from our alphabet song, but really it's a candy cane about to be gone. Bye, sweetie pies. I'm about to be gone because circle time is over. Thank you for being here, sweethearts. I hope you have a jolly good time this week.